years in prison after Kamaya said she hoped she wouldn't get a long prison term. Shannara Mobley tells the Times-Union newspaper she felt disrespected by that. She and Kamaya don't speak. Now she says she wishes her daughter had never been found. She still feels lost. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
What would Winnie the Pooh say?
Oh, bother.
The original 1926 100-acre wood map has broken a record at auction in London. E.H. Shepard's hand-drawn rendering for A.A. Milne's children's classic has sold for $570,000. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Hey, Dave, you in for golf this weekend?
I can't. I promised I'd find a plumber to fix a sink and a painter to paint the...
Just use Angie's List.
Doesn't that cost money?
Not at all. It's free to find pros in your area who can do the work. You can even read ratings and reviews from other customers.
What about roofing pros?
Angie's List has pros for everything. And to save time, they'll even match you to the best pros for the job.
Oh, that's awesome. Looks like I'll be able to play after all.
Find the best pros for your next project at angieslist.com.
Do you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in taxes? The government now has tax debt relief programs in place, and you have rights. Call tax representation today. Has the IRS threatened to freeze your bank accounts, take your home, your cars, and garnish your wage? We are the industry experts with negotiating with the IRS, and one of the very few that has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. We'll contact the IRS the same day, putting a stop to bank levies and wage garnishments. Call 800-295-1046. That's 800-295-1046.
You may already know about the EPB's Roundup program, where you can round your electric bill up to the nearest dollar, and that money goes to community relief to help those who are less fortunate pay their electric bill. You can now increase the charitable amount you add to your EPB bill to any amount you choose, $1, $2, $5, $10, or even more. Say your electric bill is $94.14 and you want to round it up by $5. Your bill would actually be $100. To make your change to your EPB bill, contact the Glasgow EPB.
At U.S. Bank, just picture what you can do at a low home equity rate. Cook up a new kitchen, say ID to the perfect wedding. If you can picture it, you can do it with a U.S. Bank home equity line of credit. Apply today at your local U.S. Bank. Visit usbank.com. Go ahead, bring your dreams to life. You've got the strength of U.S. Bank behind you. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank member FDIC, equal housing lender.
know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Good morning, everybody. We're at 74 degrees at 7 minutes after the 6 o'clock hour here on this Wednesday morning from WCLU. It's the 11th day of July, and Ray Stadig says, in agreement with the calendar, still another hot time out there.
Well, rain chances start to increase as we head through today. I'm going to say a front in the vicinity as it moves on through and tries to head south of us. I think our rain chance gets ramped up just a bit. It becomes stationary basically right across the area at 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon, and by this evening it does sag south. So rain chances, I think, do go up. Hopefully you packed along the rain gear. If not, what are you going to do? A few showers, thunderstorms, and 90 as we get into the afternoon. Already off to a warm start this morning, and radar not picking up much, so I think we're rain-free for the morning hours. Do see some storms well east and well southeast of us. We'll go through tonight, clear 64. Yes, look at the car thermometer this morning. That is cooler. That tells you that front is south of us. Sunshine, a few clouds around tomorrow, still near 90 degrees. Friday, clouds, sunshine into the mid-90s, and it looks like low 90s over the weekend with thunderstorms returning by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. The WCLU constant coverage studio radar screen is clear here in south central Kentucky this morning. We are showing some shower and thunder shower activity to the south of Lexington, down around Richmond toward Berea, but that's about all we see out there this morning. The current conditions, the barometer is at 30.05. That's a drop, and we hope that indicates that maybe a little moisture could kind of get in here just to dampen things up. But there's none in the rain gauge from yesterday. Very little breeze. South winds at 1 mile an hour, and 74 degrees from the studios at WCLU this morning. Let's go to the newsroom live for round one of local news, and news director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. Interstate 65 was down to one lane yesterday morning near the Warren-Simpson County line as a truck crash created reported an ammonium nitrate spill across the roadway. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet said that spill had to be cleaned up before traffic could make it through. They said it took several hours before all 3 lanes were back open. State Police also worked a injury collision involving 2 passenger vehicles around 7 o'clock yesterday morning. The collision occurred southbound on I-65 near the 71-mile marker. 60-year-old Nita Miller of E-Town was driving a 2012 Nissan Juke while traveling in the right lane in front of 22-year-old Taylor Bowling, Equipment, Arkansas. Bowling's vehicle struck Miller's in a rear-end manner, causing both to lose control. Miller's vehicle crossed multiple lanes of travel, first striking a concrete barrier wall off the left shoulder, then re-entering the roadway and finally exiting the right southbound shoulder, coming to the final rest against an earthen embankment. Upon initial impact, Bowling's vehicle exited the right shoulder, striking an earth embankment, causing the vehicle to overturn multiple revolutions before coming to final rest against a tree. Taylor Bowling was transported from the scene by Kentucky 8 medical helicopter flown to University of Louisville Hospital, where he's listed in critical condition. Nita Miller was transported by Hart County EMS to Hardin Memorial Hospital for treatment of possible injuries. The investigation is ongoing, being conducted by Master Trooper Ronnie Reynolds. He was assisted at the scene by Post 3 troopers, Hart County EMS, Bonneville Fire Department, and Kentucky 8 Airvac. With the busy July 4th holiday week over, emergency officials are hoping Kentuckians have some time to help save lives in their community. The Kentucky Blood Center serves 90 counties and provides blood to over 70 hospitals. However, the center's vice president of marketing, Martha Osborne, says maintaining an adequate supply during summer months can be challenging.
There's a lot of outdoor activities and a little bit of an increase in traumas, especially around the holidays. And when you combine that with a drop in donations, it can be pretty difficult to make sure there's enough blood on hand at any given time.
She notes donations are also down because educational institutions are closed for summer. Blood drives at high schools and colleges account for 20% of all blood donations. And while there is great need for blood donors now, Osborne notes hospitals rely on regular blood donations year-round. She says blood only has a shelf life of about 40 days and is particularly difficult to maintain the type O supply.
It can be transfused to anyone in the event of an emergency without cross-matching. So that's what gets used in traumas, and O-negative units frequently are carried on our emergency helicopters throughout the state.
Osborne says donating blood is an easy process that involves answering some basic health questions and having blood pressure, temperature, and red blood cells checked. Once approved, it's off to the blood donor bed.
A phlebotomist performs the procedure. The needle is in your arm about 8 to 10 minutes, so not a long time at all. And in exchange for that, you're going to save 3 lives.
Donors must be at least 17 years old or 16 years old with parental consent, weigh at least 110 pounds, and be in general good health. Certain medications or international travel might make a candidate ineligible to donate. A provision in the U.S. Senate Interior Appropriations bill includes an increased funding to combat the spread of Asian carp in Kentucky lakes. Be sure to catch that story right after this.
You're sick and your doctor's office just closed.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50 plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Investment decisions. If you are unsure about your decisions, give the Fouch Wealth Advisory Group, Sam Dickinson or Brian Basinger a call at 270-651-2663. Investment counseling since 1854. Securities offered JJP Hillier WL Alliance LLC. Member NYSE, SIPC, and FINRA. Investing in securities involves risks.
In more local news, the federal government's awarded grants totaling more than $47 million to help homeless veterans find jobs. Recipients in Tennessee were awarded over $900,000. Kentucky awards totaled nearly $775,000. West Virginians will receive $165,000. The Labor Department announced the funding on Monday. The grants are awarded to state and local workforce investment boards, local public agencies and nonprofits, tribal governments, and faith-based and community organizations. The agency said homeless veterans may receive occupational skills training, apprenticeship opportunities, and on-the-job training, as well as job search and placement assistance. And a provision in the U.S. Senate Interior Appropriations Bill includes increased funding to combat the spread of Asian carp in both Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley. U.S. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, a senior member of the Senate Appropriations Committee, secured the provision in the Interior Appropriations Bill that has passed the committee. McConnell's language directs the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to focus its efforts on combating the serious threat of Asian carp in both lakes. The legislation also provides $11 million, it's up $600,000 from last year, for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to control the carp in both lakes as well as the larger Mississippi and Ohio River basins. Fishing is a multi-billion-dollar industry in Kentucky, pumping an estimated $1.2 billion into the western Kentucky economy alone, said McConnell. Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley are popular fishing areas that are being threatened by the existence and the spread of Asian carp. We must protect them. Not only are these fish a danger to the local economy, they're also a safety hazard for anglers and boaters. The Asian carp invasion, he said, has put the fishing and tourism industries in jeopardy. The Interior Appropriations Bill now heads to the full Senate. And in local 911 activity, there was a fire on Glen Ferry Road early yesterday afternoon. Aaron Medcalf EMS and the Glasgow Fire Department responded, and there was an alarm on Cleveland Avenue. The Glasgow Fire Department responded there. WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs at 6:16 a.m., 74 degrees.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
News Network. I'm Jaleesa Chapman. More than a dozen protesters smiled and kissed the floor on the Kentucky Capitol after state police officers let them enter the building following weeks of protest. State police had denied representatives of the Kentucky Poor People's Campaign entry to the Capitol. Reverend Megan Houston with the First Christian Church in Bowling Green tells WLKY.
We're grateful for this access today, but we are going to continue to fight for access until the rights of people living in poverty, people are lifted out of poverty in Kentucky, until we stop seeing racist policies happening from our capital.
A Finance and Administration Cabinet spokeswoman says protesters were allowed in Tuesday under a temporary stay on the permitting process. Owensboro's boil water order is still in place. Owensboro Municipal Utilities officials say a water treatment plant near the site of Monday's water main break is back online. The boil order will remain in place until testing is done. Elizabethtown police say Saturday's homicide scene was one of the most brutal they had ever seen.
But this was a very dark case, and it's going to be difficult to deal with.
John Thomas with E-Town Police says Joseph Capstraw is charged with murder. He tells WLKY the woman was beaten to death.
She is so disfigured that we can't compare photographs to her person.
Capstraw told police that he met the woman at the Rainbow Family of Living Light gathering in Georgia.
He said, "I killed her."
But Thomas says they're trying to figure out who and why. I'm Suzanne Duval.
Animals in shelters could pay the price for the state's expanded taxes. The expansion of Kentucky's sales tax includes animal shelter services and adoptions. Some shelters fear the tax will cause people looking for new pets to turn to Craigslist and backyard breeders who don't collect taxes. Shelter officials hope a law will be passed next year, exempting nonprofit organizations. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Visit the Speed Art Museum's new exhibition, Picasso to Pollock. Opening June 16th, explore 72 rare masterworks from the early 20th century when artists shattered norms in reaction to an ever-changing world. Come see a show where art meets history and competing artists were looked upon as superheroes on exclusive loan from the Eskenazi Museum of Art at Indiana University. Get your tickets now at speedmuseum.org.
Labor Day weekend at Rupp Arena. Red, White, and Boom 2018.
August 31st through September 2nd.
Starring Toby Keith,
Brad Paisley,
Chris Young,
Cole Swindell,
Luke Combs,
Shane Brown,
Rodney Adkins,
Chase Rice.
And we're not done yet.
Stay tuned for more details and get ready to buy your tickets.
Tickets on sale now at all Ticketmaster locations. Go to redwhiteandboom.com.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
Local news time for WCLU is 6:20. We have 74 degrees. In area funeral announcements this hour, Lavenna Minyard Duff, age 86, of New Grove, died Monday in Bowling Green. She was a seamstress for Brownsville Manufacturing, Bandy Bedding, and also worked at Edmonson County High School as a library aide, where she was affectionately known as Miss Mamaw. She was also a member of the New Grove Missionary Baptist Church. She is survived by a daughter, Catherine Gibson of Sweden. 3 grandsons, Jason Decker of Brownsville, Mark Decker of Glasgow, and Scott Decker of Pig. 3 brothers, Nelson Minyard of New Grove, Kenneth Minyard of Rhoda, and Johnny Minyard of New Grove. 3 sisters, Mary Jane Anderson of Smiths Grove, Katrina Sue Neighbors of Oakland, and Diane Tarter of Pig. 10 great-grandchildren also survive. Funeral services for Lavenna Minyard Duff will be held at noon Friday at the New Grove Missionary Baptist Church, with interment to be in the Hawkins Cemetery. Visitation is from 4 until 8 today, after 10 Thursday, and after 9 Friday until time for service at the Patton Funeral Homes Brownsville Chapel. Virginia H. Taylor, age 84, of Munfordville, died Monday at her residence. She was a retired farmer and is survived by a second cousin, James Alvin Pete Hawk, and a third cousin, Evan Hawk of Hodgenville, and Bethann Crabtree of Sonora. Visitation for Virginia H. Taylor will be from 9 until 11 Thursday at the Brooks Funeral Home. Interment is to be at 11 o'clock at the Campground Cemetery in Bonneville. Memorial contributions can be made to the Hart County Ark. Dolly D. Nash, age 93, died Monday with her family by her bedside. She was a member of the Grace Union Baptist Church and was saved at East Fork Baptist Church. She is survived by a son, Jerry Nash of Glasgow, 4 daughters, Joyce Fields of Edmonton, Judith Perkins of Sulphur Well, Gloris and Jacqueline Nash of Knob Lick, 2 half-sisters, Sue Huff and Ruby Turner of Greensburg, 5 grandchildren, 13 great-grandchildren, and 3 great-great-grandchildren. Service for Dolly D. Nash will be at 1 o'clock Thursday at the Butler Funeral Home in Edmonton. Burial to follow in the New Liberty Cemetery. Visitation from 4 until 8 today and after 9 Thursday. Funeral services for Clifton C. Francis, age 84, of Glasgow, will be at 1 o'clock Thursday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial is to be in the Caney Fork Cemetery at Etoile. Visitation will be from 4 until 8 tonight and Thursday until time for service at the funeral home. Services for Carrie Dean Moss Jones, 91, of Glasgow, will be this afternoon at 1 o'clock at McMurtry Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Monroe County Memorial Lawn. Funeral services for Howard Hayden Davis, age 90, of Edmonton, will be today at 2 o'clock at the Butler Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Davis Family Cemetery. Services for Herbert H. Bailey, age 88, of Clarkson, will be today at 2 o'clock at the Poplar Springs United Baptist Church. burial follow in the church cemetery. The Patton Funeral Home is in charge of those arrangements. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day, free online at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Check out the deals at Gillyhide Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Save big on summer adventure during our Jeep Celebration event. How about saving up to $5,800 off the factory MSRP on a new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee? Or choose up to $4,000 off the new 2018 Jeep Renegade. Now you can save up to $3,750 off on the newly redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is...
6:26 now, WCLU, and 74 degrees. We'll check in with Ray Stejic in a couple of minutes. Looks like we have a little better chance of some rain shower activity moving in here this afternoon. Let's turn to local sports. The 2018 Kiwanis Soccer League Fall Soccer sign-ups are ongoing right now. Registration is $45 per participant, with a $5 discount for each additional participant from the same household. There are 7 co-ed divisions: Little Kickers for 5 to 6-year-old, U9 for 7 to 9-year-olds, and U12 for ages 10 to 12-year-olds. Here's the number for information: 651-3811. Summer 2 swim lessons registration ongoing through the 22nd of July at the YMCA. The classes will begin July the 30th. And also fall soccer registration is ongoing for ages 3 to 9 at the YMCA. You can learn to play and have fun while doing it. There will be a Meet the Coaches event on August the 25th. That's a check of local sports.
Shut that window! We can't.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next, because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Sponsored by Southern States in Glasgow.
The home for Holland Grills in Southern Kentucky is Southern States. For more than 30 years, Holland has been building America's greatest grill. The Holland Grill is easy to use and gives you moist, juicy, tender food each and every time you grill. Southern States carries a great selection of Holland Grills ready to be put into service today. The only grill made which offers a no flare-up guarantee in writing. And listen for details on the summer propane fill-up promotion coming soon to Southern States in Glasgow.
A few showers, thunderstorms, and 90 as we get into the afternoon. Already off to a warm start this morning, and radar not picking up much, so I think we're rain-free for the morning hours. We'll go through tonight, clear 64. That is cooler. That tells you that front is south of us. Sunshine, a few clouds around tomorrow, still near 90 degrees. Friday, clouds, sunshine into the mid-90s, and it looks like low 90s over the weekend, with thunderstorms returning by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. A dry bucket in the rain gauge today. Not much in the way of wind out of the south at about a mile an hour, and the barometer is at 30.05, showing a pretty good drop here. We have 94% humidity. The radar screen, as we were looking at it just a few minutes ago, there's a little blip or two over there south of Lexington, out down toward Richmond and Berea. If you're traveling in that direction, you may run into that. But back here in south central Kentucky, things are very quiet for the start of the day. 74 degrees this morning at WCLU. Everyone's time is at a...
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
WCLU on the morning show. Hey, we've got lots of stuff coming up around here. One of the things I hadn't talked about as much as what I should have been talking. Now, coming up on Friday night at the Plaza Theater, it's an up-and-coming group. It's a couple of guys known as Muscadine Bloodline. We're going to be giving away pairs of tickets to go see Muscadine Bloodline at the Plaza on Friday night, and you be listening for your chance to win. Listen to this song they are doing here real quick.
Don't you put on that makeup, we ain't going nowhere. Let's just sit on this porch swing, we can take it from there. It's the sound of the chain links as we rock till it's night, and we can watch as the sun sets in hopes of holding you tight. And be my porch swing angel, got my heartstrings tangled, got those eyes that'll bring you to your knees. It's her smile like Sundays, been a while but one day, yeah, that girl, she's the only thing I need.
So be listening for your chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Muscadine Bloodline. Now, these two fellows here are out of, actually they're in Nashville, but they were raised down in Mobile, Alabama. They got a lot of good stories and a lot of good music.
I don't want to scare her away. We've been friends for a long time. I don't want to change that today. But I'm sick of fighting these feelings, 'cause I ain't slept in days. I'm tired of hanging on this limb, 'cause I can't find the right words to say, except be my porch swing angel, got my heartstrings tangled, got those eyes that'll bring you to your knees. It's her smile like Sundays, been a while but one day, yeah, that girl, she's the only thing I need.
So be listening for your chance to win a pair of tickets to go Friday night and enjoy Muscadine Bloodlines. Such songs as Porch Swing Angel. It's going to be fantastic. And what a venue. Our very own Plaza Theater. 6:34. Ralphie's has something big coming on you want to get signed up for, too. They're bringing you the birthdays.
Time is running out to register for Ralphie's European Excursion Day Camp. Get signed up now for the week of July 16th through the 20th for kids entering K through 7th grade. Enjoy daily challenge games, including laser tag, bowling, mini golf, time free, and dodgeball, along with wet and wild water games, plus educational projects and adventures. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. with morning drop-off starting at 7:30. To sign up for day camp the week of July 16th through the 20th, call Robin McMurtry at 670-4431 or Ralphie's at 629-GAME.
It's a fun place to hang out, and when they got that big camp going on, it's double the fun. Let me tell you about our birthday honorees here we have going on this Wednesday, the 11th day of July. We've got Christy Thomason celebrating. It's also Ian Kinslow's birthday, Betty Edmonds, Lonnie Taylor, Deborah Williams has a birthday, Sharon Whitlow, Diane Quinn. Happy birthday to Lou Jean Jewell. Tyler Jaggers is 17. Marcia Thompson with a birthday today. It's the big 65 for Gary Huddleston today. Lloyd Douglas Britt is 29. We also have, Jimmy Cochran having a birthday today. Sharon Morris celebrates a birthday today, too. Now, on the anniversary side of the ledger today, we have Tim and Laura Rigdon, Rollin and Linda Dixon, Rob and Michelle Hornback, the 20th anniversary for Wes and Amanda Medley, and we have Shannon and Adrian Edwards with the wedding anniversary today, too. And we have room on the paper, and we got the time to answer the phone, so give us a call here at 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Excuse me, online here from WCLUradio.com. And we've got a big thank you going out to Ralphie's. And hang on, we're going to be jumping into the archives momentarily.
When Fire Pit Spirits first opened in May, they set out to be a place of business that puts service above all else. And that's why they have a large staff to help you find what you need and then help you do. Wheaties Complete Car Care on Rogers Road in Glasgow. 46 years and counting.
Here we go down memory lane. We are going to check out the way we were and talk about some of the historical things that have happened in the past that put us in our place, so to speak. And we're going to enjoy the harvest by the archivists. And a big thanks to the sponsor, Joseph A. Wade.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
All right, let's gather up all the notes here and head down memory lane. I got to tell you something that's coming up here, Angela, that is coming up the 1st of August. It shifted a little bit, so I'm going to tell you the time is set in stone here.
Okay.
It is a program on Thursday, August the 2nd at 6:30 p.m. until 8 p.m. Speakers are going to be brothers Ben Rogers and John Rogers. And they're going to be there to speak about early military surveys in the Barrens.
I like those two guys.
And then, yes, indeed. And also Terry Jackson, another one of our favorites around here. Terry Jackson is going to be speaking about ancestors who served in the Revolutionary War and settled in the Barrens area in the early 1800s.
Well,
it's presented by the Cultural Center and the Barren County Historical Society. And so, I mean, talk about some fascinating topics that are going to be talked about. It's going to be on Thursday evening, the second day of August. Go ahead and reserve that spot in your little date book right there, or your smartphone, however you keep up with.
I could reach my date book at this moment.
That's right. Just reach on down there and put a big X on that date. All right.
All right.
All right. What do you say we go backwards?
I say we go backwards
and look at the history. I should have done a little more research on this, but
that's okay. We'll just make it up as we go.
The Glasgow Times had this story about a great picture coming. The great feature at the Trigg Theater next Friday is Jack and the Beanstalk.
Well,
with the tallest and biggest man in the world taking an active part. The picture is elaborately staged, and a famous New York critic pronounces it heroic in size, peerless, and magnificent in conception. It's the Peter Pan of the movies.
Sounds pretty fancy.
They hadn't done the movie yet of Peter Pan. It was just still a book. It says the great picture costs a fortune to make, and it will be here next Friday. The matinee and night show both. Children under 12, 10 cents. Adults, 20 cents. 1918. So I don't know who, I don't know if it's an actor or just a circus performer, the tallest and biggest man in the world taking part in the movie. He's not named, though.
Right.
So, anyway, nor is the New York critic named. But it was a little tease there, I guess. Come on out to the Trigg and see Jack and the Beanstalk. Okay. And that was big doings there in 1918 for sure. Now, here's one in, this is 1928, and this was in the Glasgow Republican. And Mr. William Henry Jones, the editor there of the paper, who always liked to pick on his friends,
right,
including this particular story right here. The headline of the paper here, the Republican, says, "Red Wagon goes hence."
Goes hence.
Goes hence, And there's the story.
Okay.
See, you did a double take just like people looking at the paper did.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, here's the story. Ferguson and Payne dry cleaners and dryers have purchased a new Chevrolet truck to replace the old red Ford. And as soon as Bill finds out that he has a new truck to be driven with his hands instead of his feet, you will see him here, there, and yonder gathering up business.
Well, there you go.
So I don't know exactly. They always are poking fun, and we don't know the rest of the story. We know maybe about 95% of it. But anyway, this Mr. Bill here, his new truck's got to be driven by the hands. Apparently, his old red Ford could be driven with his feet. And so now I guess the pressure is on for him to know that his driving is going to be under scrutiny.
There you go.
Now, 1938. Here's a headline for you. A new law forbids the selling of squirrels.
We were just talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
People selling cats and claiming it's squirrel meat.
Yeah. Well, this is the real thing here, apparently. The Division of Game and Fish called to the attention of squirrel hunters the fact that it is unlawful to either buy or sell squirrels at any time.
That is so dumb.
In this state. You can't do it. You can't buy them, can't sell them.
Next thing you know, they'll have squirrel license.
Anyone caught violating this act upon conviction before a court of competent jurisdiction shall be fined not less than $25 and not more than $200 for each offense.
But they fine you by the pound.
That's, I guess maybe, or by the number. But it's that's a interesting way to look for a judge who would do it. A court of competent jurisdiction.
That's ridiculous.
1938. Don't be trading in squirrels.
That's so dumb.
This day in 1948, the news was that Mr. and Ms. Harry Johnson Sr. and Mr. and Ms. Sam Watkins have returned from a 2 weeks vacation spent in the northern states and Canada. They visited friends and relatives in Chicago, Milwaukee, and Detroit. From there, they went to Hamilton, Canada, and returned by way of Niagara Falls. Does that sound like, 1948? I have to believe times were simpler.
Mm-hmm.
I have to believe you could be gone for more than a day and a half.
Right.
I have to believe that you can go out there and do some things that, you never thought you'd get to do.
Right.
And that sounded like a really nice trip there for those two couples. 1948. Here's one in 1958. I want to make a note of this. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, is the annual meeting for the Farmers Rural Electric.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we also have news today from 1958 of the annual meeting from Farmers Rural Electric from 1958. They had it almost the exact same day, within a day here in 1958.
Right.
The annual meeting for the Farmers Rural Electric Cooperative. The story reads as follows. More than 2,500 persons turned out for the annual meeting and farm show of the Farmers Rural Electric Cooperative at American Legion Fairgrounds. Elected as directors were Mr. E.B. Hatchett, Mr. J.T. Withers, and Mrs. Philip Delk. Miss Brenda Bowman of Mount Hermon won the beauty contest. And besides the title of Miss Farmers Rural Electric Cooperative of 1958, the winner also receives a beautiful engraved silver platter and sash.
Well,
that should bring them out for sure. That 2,500 coming to the meeting, that's quite the good attendance in 1958. And I'm sure there were eats involved and beauty contest, and just learn all about the cooperative there up at the American Legion Fairgrounds. Okay. And that's repeating itself tomorrow night. 1968. Wyatt Realty and Auction Service announced it has moved from the North Public Square to a new location at 209 Lexington Drive, operated by Mr. Lexi Wyatt. Very nice gentleman who moved his realty location there in 1968. 1978, here we got the name that was familiar with everybody, for everybody around here for a long time in the world of tennis, Mr. Peter Van Lingen.
Never heard of it.
Well, he is a very famous tennis player who came here to play in the Weldon. He won the Weldon singles crown. This was in 1978, was the 8th year that he won the Weldon singles crown. Gentleman from Australia and quite the tennis player, Peter Van Lingen, 1978. Certainly winning all the hardware at the Weldon singles
8 years in a row.
That's right.
They should have found him, not let him play that idea.
Well, he certainly conducted a clinic for years. 1988, Lowe's is remodeling. Lowe's is remodeling the former Hex store at the corner of the Bypass and Cleveland Avenue, and they hope to be open by September. Okay, the former Hex store became Lowe's, and later on it became the South Central Bank Ops Center.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Lowe's being over there.
Yeah, well, Hex was there too.
I don't remember Hex being there.
Yeah, well, it was a cool story.
Was it cool?
It was a cool story, yeah.
What they selling it?
Well, just a little bit of everything. It's kind of like, it wasn't all that far from Lowe's as far as what they sold. 1988. Don't know if there's any more Hex left anywhere or not. So anyway, let's go to 1998. We had some dates announced for the start of school. Glasgow School starting August the 18th. Barron County School starting August the 13th. Caverna School starting August the 13th.
So Barron County School starts like what, August 1st this year?
I'm not going to say for sure, but I think it's sooner than it has been.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
All right. Well,
I just want to put that out
you
there.
want to lay out till September,
well, I mean, my
you?
goodness.
I mean, the song, See You in September.
No, I know November Rain.
When you've already got
and Long December, but I do not know that song.
Well, anyway.
I think you just make up part of this.
Oh, absolutely not.
I
How could I make it up and get away with it?
Because this is radio, we don't have instant feedback.
Well,
Because we can just stay whatever we want to.
we get a lot of nice comments on Facebook every single morning.
Folks, I think he's making this up on Facebook.
What?
Weigh in.
Okay. Well, give me a minute and I'll prove it to you otherwise.
Oh, please no. I'm still scarred from the whole hippopotamus thing you pulled last week.
Well, see, we're gonna quarterly play that.
No, we're not either, I promise.
Like the quarterly breakfast, this is gonna be the quarterly breakfast song.
I'll F11 it.
How about 2008, 10 years ago, Barron County Trojans opened up football practice. Head coach Jeff Ritchie announced the first game of August the 30th in the big T.J. Sampson Bowl.
Is that Jay Todd's dad?
Yes, it is.
Well.
Excellent teacher, excellent principal, excellent coach, and a really nice guy, and a good daddy. But anyway, from the archive standpoint, 10 years ago, he was saying, hey, practice is starting. We're getting ready for the first game.
There you go.
It's in the archives. It's the way that, it's the way that we got here. And some of the pathway, here we are with such things as can't sell squirrels. What's the world coming to?
That's ridiculous.
When you can't trade in squirrels.
I think you got too many people sitting around with too much power trying to figure out things to do.
Thinking about trading posts, can't even trade squirrels.
Well, I mean, seriously, like, who sat around and thought that up?
Somebody who didn't have enough squirrels.
Somebody who had too much time on their hands.
That's right.
It was jealous.
Join us tomorrow, because we'll be doing some more going back down memory lane.
Okay.
And when we do so, we'll share the works of such folks as Gail Berry, as well as Mr. Ray Green, Miss Sherry Wesley, and her crew down there at the Cultural Center. We'll be hoping you go by there for the South Central Kentucky's Red, White, and Blue exhibit, a temporary exhibit of topics related to the Revolutionary War, George Washington, the Constitution, and several Edmund Rogers DAR chapter artifacts and photos, leading us into that big Thursday, August the 2nd. Big speakers, Ben and John Rogers and Terry Jackson. So we got lots to look forward to, and we'll do it again tomorrow.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see abundance?
Hi. Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Check out the deals at Gillihy Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Save big on summer adventure during our Jeep Celebration event. How about saving up to $5,800 off the factory MSRP on a new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee? Or choose up to $4,000 off the new 2018 Jeep Renegade. Now you can save up to $3,750 off on the newly redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
I'll be alone each and every night. While you're away, don't forget to write. Bye-bye, so long, farewell. Bye-bye, so long. See you in September. See you when the summer's through. Here we are, saying goodbye at the station. Bye, baby, goodbye. Summer, baby.
Did like a Beach Boys spin-off band sing that?
I'm waiting for the light bulb to go off.
Have a good time,
Oh my gosh.
there is danger
Here, we're wrapping it up.
Will I see you in September or lose you to a summer love?
All right.
Okay, I would find a new boyfriend just because of that song if I was her.
Well, the name.
Like, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm quitting you because you wrote that mess for me.
You're relating to the song there, but
No, I'm saying I would be like, I'm gonna quit you over that song.
yeah, but it's hard to write a song. See you August 1st. That just doesn't work.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's like, I'll be in bed alone every night. That's a lie because he wouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
Come on now.
All right. So anyway, that's the group, by the way, is The Happenings. Hope we didn't get kicked off of Facebook because of that.
Was that oh, trust me, I don't think anybody's worried about the licensing rights.
Okay, all right.
So, is that a Beach Boys spin-off band?
No.
It sounded kind of like the Beach Boys.
Well, yeah, it does, but it's the group is The Happenings.
The Happenings.
Yeah. I don't think they had any other hits.
Oh, was that a hit?
Well, yes, it was.
Oh,
Big hit.
I like the Zombies.
Yeah.
You like the Zombies?
Yeah.
They were a good band.
All right.
I like them better than The Happening.
Well, I'll see what The Happenings. I'm sure there was a Happenings album somewhere.
The Happening, yeah. The Happening sounds like a horror movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in theaters now. The Happening.
We'll do some research on that. Okay.
All right.
We got an hour to do it.
Can I bust in real quick?
Yes.
We have a special comment from Dale Copas. He says that's good music right there. He's commenting on Facebook.
Hey, I believe you that, Dale.
Dale is lying.
I agree with you, Dale.
Dale is lying. Dale has not had his coffee this morning, Henry.
Oh, I know Dale has. He's been up soon enough to have coffee.
Dale has fell and hit his head. Dale, are you okay?
Let me look here, see if I can find anything else by that.
No, please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
Maybe a Christmas song. I want Hippopotamus for Christmas.
I will F11 that.
By The Happenings.
Oh, that would be torture.
All right. I have no more Happening songs than that one.
Yes.
So now let's just look at the happening weather forecast. You want to?
Okay.
It's brought to you by South Central Bank.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, total local care 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local healthcare provider. Total local care 24/7.
Why the name
Vicinity. As it moves on through and tries to head south of us, I think our rain chance gets ramped up just a bit. It becomes stationary basically right across the area at 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon, and by this evening it does sag south. So rain chances, I think, do go up. Hopefully you packed along the rain gear. If not, what are you going to do? A few showers, thunderstorms, and 90 as we get into the afternoon. Already off to a warm start this morning, and radar not picking up much, so I think we're rain-free for the morning hours. Do see some storms well east and well southeast of us. We'll go through tonight, clear 64. Yes, look at the car thermometer this morning. That is cooler. That tells you that front is south of us. Sunshine, a few clouds around tomorrow, still near 90 degrees. Friday, clouds, sunshine into the mid-90s, and it looks like low 90s over the weekend with thunderstorms returning by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Let's look in on the WCLU constant coverage in-studio radar screen this morning and see about the fact that the thunderstorm activity is staying together, it looks like, down east of I-75 in between Richmond and Berea, between Richmond and London, more or less, this morning. So looks like if you're going to go up on I-75, you could run into a thunderstorm activity a little bit out east of Campbellsville this morning, too. Oh, let's see. The current conditions, the barometer is at 30.05. No precip in the bucket. South winds at 1 mile an hour, but a sticky 100% reading on the hygrometer, and 74 degrees at WCLU. Weather brought to you by South Central Bank.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Good as Gold honoree today. It is Dorothy Wood Day on the radio. Now, Miss Dorothy Wood was requested to be good as gold. Her birthday is on Thursday. We're making you aware of that a day early. So if you happen to see Miss Dorothy Wood around town today, would you please pat her on the back and tell her she's good as gold? From WCLU and a little taste of Texas. Right around the next corner, trivia.
It has always been in the plan of God for His people to be different. He's always wanted His people to stand out. In Isaiah 49 verse 6, He said they're to be a light to the nations. Matthew 5:14 through 16, a light on top of a hill. Yet for some reason, it's seemingly always been the case that men just want to blend in and look just like everyone else. We fear standing out. We fear being different. Why don't we fear God? 2 Corinthians 6:17. Therefore go out from their midst, be separate from them, says the Lord, and touch no unclean thing. Then I'll welcome you, I'll be a father to you, and you'll be sons and daughters to me. What is it you're doing to stand out, to be different, to be counted on by God? This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Why do you choose the pharmacy you use? Is it because of someone you know, or is it short wait times? Highland Pharmacy has considered all of these things that make your experience at the pharmacy pleasant. With a top-notch staff of pharmacists and techs you know and trust, 2 drive-through windows, and a commitment to not making you sit and wait any longer than necessary, you can see why so many choose Highland Pharmacy, and we invite you to come see us for your next prescription. Highland Pharmacy, just over from the TJ Health Pavilion, 301 Rogers Road. Call 270-629-4300.
Okay, 7:01 WCLU, preparing to make somebody a winner. I'm going to ask the trivia question here in just a moment. But before I do that, I want to remind you about the fact you could be a winner of tickets to go Friday night to enjoy Muscadine Bloodlines. We played a little clip of that earlier. I'll get some more in there. They are up and coming. You will hear of them. Remember when a little-known artist came to the plaza a few years ago and rocked the building up there, and nobody ever heard of him very much, and in fact had to write it down to try to remember his name. His name was Chris Stapleton. And then all of a sudden, this fella that you could almost sit on the front row at the plaza was everywhere. So that could be the same thing that might happen. Don't miss out on the chance to go see Muscadine Bloodline on Friday night. We're going to give you a chance to win some tickets. Right now, a chance to win fish. Get ready.
Welcome to Long John Silver's, home of our new $5 Real Deal box. Dive into our wild-caught, 100% Alaskan whitefish, natural-cut fries, hush puppies, dessert, and a drink.
Long John Silver's is putting burgers on notice with our hand-battered and fried-to-perfection Alaskan whitefish sandwich, fries, Cinepuffs, and a drink for just $5.
It's our $5 Real Deal box. Because at Long John Silver's, you deserve more.
The $5 Real Meal Deal is the real deal. Long John's, Glasgow, and Cave City.
Barron County Business Supply. For all your home office, business, and school supply needs. They've just received another truckload of high-quality scratch and dent furniture at incredible savings. Chairs, desks, cabinets, more savings and more selection from Barron County Business Supply. Free next-day delivery to anywhere in South Central Kentucky. There's several ways to place your order. Visit their website online at bcbsupply.com. Call toll-free at 1-866-9-BARRON. Barron County Business Supply, the area's #1 supplier of office products.
Okay, let's get the thinking cap on. Let's ask the question. 651-9149 800-956-1023. Here we go. One of the founders of Nashville was the father-in-law of President Andrew Jackson. Name that person. One of the founders of Nashville was the father-in-law of President Andrew Jackson. Name him. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. You know, Andrew Jackson, actually I got to this trivia question kind of backwards. I'd seen a suggestion for a trivia question, and I'll tell you about that just in a minute, but let's see who might know. Hello, trivia.
Vanderbilt.
No, it wasn't Vanderbilt. That's a good thought. Trivia.
James Robertson.
No, not James Robertson. You know, he's got a parkway named after him. Trivia.
Robertson, James Robertson.
No, that's not right. Trivia.
Donaldson.
Say it again.
Donaldson.
Correct. Who is this speaking?
Lou DeMundren.
Lou, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Now, what all do you know about Nashville, Miss Lou?
Well, I know my husband's great-great-grandfather helped settle Nashville.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I love the people there.
Sure.
They're always so friendly.
Well, you know, there's a lot about Donaldson. You hear the word Donaldson with respect to Nashville, Donaldson Pike, Donaldson this, Donaldson that. That goes back to one of the founders, one of the settlers, a guy named John Donaldson.
Uh-huh.
John Donaldson was a founder of Nashville and he had a daughter named Rachel.
Rachel. Well, that's the one that married
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew.
That's right. See there, that's a pretty famous family. But what I was telling folks, Lou, is that the original reason why I was checking on all this was I'd seen a suggested trivia question about who was the first poor president.
The first poor president.
Yeah, well, the answer is Andrew Jackson. I'm thinking, well, I don't know that's a good question because poor is relative. Poor is relative to how much everything around you costs. So
some people that are rich are poor, aren't they?
Yeah, that's exactly right. But it's a very fascinating story, you know. President Jackson's father died before he was born, and his mother died. He was an orphan at 15.
I didn't realize that, but I've read that, you know, about the Hermitage.
Yeah.
What was that? I don't know. I can't remember that book about them. You know, their marriage and all.
I'll have to look it up because I don't remember it either. But it's got to be a great story. It really does, because you know he did. They apparently were a fun-loving couple. Because of the way that Andrew Jackson, you know, came up as an orphan. Not exactly until he was about 15. He became an orphan, but they adopted a number of kids, and they always had kids around, and they just apparently were fun-loving folks. Going back to the early days, Miss Lou.
That's right.
All right.
Have you been to the Hermitage?
No, I have not. It's one of the many things on the list of things to get done.
Go through that.
Nashville's just a fun place to go and visit.
It is.
But you know, the name Donaldson, when you hear the Donaldson Parkway and the Donaldson this and that goes back to the father-in-law of President Andrew Jackson and John Donaldson. And now we know the rest of the story thanks to you.
Okay.
And you have a good day. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Lou DeMundren. That's right. Donaldson. That is a name associated with Nashville, and gets that by being the father-in-law of President Jackson, who was one of the original. Now, several folks called in Robertson. When I asked the question, I said one of the founders of Nashville, because Donaldson was one, and James Robertson was in there too, and a couple of others. Nonetheless, that's where we are today on Trivia. We'll play tomorrow. Hopefully we'll learn something then too.
CBS News Update. The Trump administration is threatening a new round of tariffs on Chinese imports. It's released a list of $200 billion worth of goods that would be affected if China doesn't change its trade practices. CBS's Diane King Hall.
Thousands of Chinese products will be targeted, everything from burglar alarms to fish sticks.
The new tariffs will not be imposed for 2 months following a public hearing, according to an administration official. Now, last Friday, the U.S. slapped 25% tariffs on $34 billion of Chinese imports. Senate Finance Chairman Republican Orrin Hatch called the latest round of import taxes reckless.
CBS's Vicki Barker has reaction from Beijing.
China's Commerce Ministry says it is shocked at what it calls completely unacceptable bullying actions, and it will complain to the World Trade Organization. Not clear how it will retaliate, possibly by limiting U.S. tourist visas or selling off some of its U.S. Treasury holdings.
S&P futures down 19. Asian stocks fell 1%. CBS News Update.
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Unfordville, W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
For many years, residents of Glasgow got used to their friendly postman, Rollin Dixon.
I delivered all over town. I was the swing man. I delivered 5 different routes.
A kind word and a smile were his trademark. But there's a little-known fact about his smile.
My teeth have always been bad.
Rollin wanted his teeth fixed. He researched dental implants, and he got Dr. Jim Thurman to get the job done.
I got my first one in 2014. I have 5.
5 implants?
When I got one tooth fixed and got my cap on it and everything, then it wouldn't be 2 months till another one would go out. I'd break off.
What really was Rollin's incentive?
It's hard to eat when you can't chew food. I love steak if it's a good tender steak. But now if it's a tough steak, it makes my teeth sore. I do better with these.
Dr. Jim Thurman and his staff explained the entire process and made it enjoyable.
I always look forward to going out there and joking around with them. We always had a big time whenever I went. And, of course, he was right in the middle of it usually.
And that's right where he loves to be. Call 651-5939 and get started. Dr. Jim Thurman and Dr. Amy Cassidy.
I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. As recent history tells us, disasters can happen. It's impossible to prepare for everything, but it is possible to prepare for what happens next. And that's where we come in. At ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance Agency, we can provide you with many options as an independent agency. And it's our job to make sure you know about all the what-ifs so that your policy has you prepared for what happens next. So just ask us. We'd be honored that you did. Just give us a call at 651-8837. We're ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance Agency, growing with a proud community since 1902.
It's spring sale time at Bailey Gibson, and Dad's got the prices you're looking for. New incentives are being offered on many GMCs and Buicks on the lot. We hope you're looking for a new car or truck, because we're looking for good trade-ins. Bring your used car or truck to Bailey Gibson, and we'll offer you a better deal than you can get anywhere around. Stop by and check out our spring savings event now underway at Bailey Gibson in Glasgow. Lola, what do you say?
We're having a springtime sale at Bailey Gibson. Give my dandy a call on his flip phone for a great deal.
At the People's Bank in Glasgow, we believe that people still like the friendly atmosphere of a community bank. A bank where you're more than just a number. You get one-on-one personal service. A bank where your money is reinvested in the community. And decisions, well, they're all made locally. The People's Bank gives you everything you'd expect in a bank, including online and mobile banking. Get the banking you deserve. Located at 605C on the Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. The People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
712 at WCLU, 74 degrees. Ray Stajic says a little better chance of rain shower activity coming up this afternoon. Let's go to the newsroom now and get our next check of local news. Here is News Director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. An accident on I-65 leads to a chemical spill. Interstate 65 southbound was down to one lane around mile marker 14. The Warren-Simpson County line yesterday morning. A crash involving a truck had created an ammonium nitrate spill across the roadway, which then had to be cleaned up before traffic could drive on the roadway. It took transportation cabinet officials as well as local law enforcement several hours before they could open the lanes back up. There was another crash on 65 yesterday around 7 o'clock in the morning. The collision occurred southbound on 65 near the 71-mile marker. 60-year-old Nita Miller of E-Town was driving a 2012 Nissan Juke in the right lane in front of 22-year-old Taylor Bowling of Arkansas. Bowling's vehicle then struck Miller's in the rear end, causing both to lose control. Miller's vehicle crossed multiple lanes of travel, striking a concrete barrier wall off the left shoulder, then re-entering the roadway, finally exiting off the right shoulder, coming to final rest against a bank. Upon initial impact, Bowling's vehicle exited the right shoulder, striking an earthen embankment, causing the vehicle to overturn multiple times before coming to final rest against a tree. Taylor Boland was transported from the scene by Kentucky A medical helicopter flown to the University of Louisville Hospital, where he's listed in critical condition. Nita Miller was transported by Hart County EMS to Hardin Memorial Hospital for treatment of injuries. The investigation's ongoing, being led by State Police Master Trooper Ronnie Reynolds. Glasgow police responded to Happy Valley Inn in reference to someone chasing a person with a ball bat. Now, during that investigation, officers received consent to search one of the rooms there, found methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia. There were also 4 children inside the room, ranging between the ages of 1 and 7 years old. Officers notified social services the children were placed into protective custody due to the circumstances. 26-year-old Misty Bowe and 26-year-old Christy McClellan, both of Glasgow, 32-year-old James Green of Cave City, were arrested, charged with possession of a controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia, and endangering the welfare of a minor. All 3 were lodged in the Barron County Detention Center. Officer Wesley Hicks made this arrest. He was assisted by social services and Officer Trevor Morrison. And a traffic stop leads to 2 felony arrests. Glasgow Police Officer Jonathan Clark made a traffic stop on New Bowling Green Road. During that investigation, he was given consent to search the vehicle, where he found methamphetamine, Suboxone, crushed pills, and drug paraphernalia. 35-year-old Deborah Reynolds of Cave City was arrested, charged with rear license plate not illuminated, no tail lamps, possession of a controlled substance, 3rd degree and 1st degree possession of drug paraphernalia. 42-year-old Calvin Fuller of Cave City was also arrested, charged with drug paraphernalia, possession of a controlled substance, 1st and 3rd degree. Both were lodged in the Barron County Detention Center. Officer Brian Starnes assisted. And the federal government's awarded grants totaling more than $47 million to help homeless veterans find jobs. Recipients in Tennessee will get over $900,000. Kentucky awards totaled nearly $775,000. West Virginia will receive $165,000. The Labor Department announced the funding on Monday. The grants are awarded to state and local workforce investment boards, local public agencies and nonprofits, tribal governments, and faith-based and community organizations. Agency says homeless veterans may receive occupational skills training, apprenticeship opportunities, and on-the-job training, as well as job search and placement assistance. It's 7:16 a.m. on this Wednesday morning, 74 degrees.
I was about to pull my own hair out. I've been driving around for the last hour trying to find a place for me and my kids to get our hair cut on a Saturday morning. I know, good luck, right? Well, don't pull your hair out. Stop in and see our friends down at Heritage 76 Barbershop today. Heritage 76 Barbershop is located right on the Glasgow Square, so it's not difficult to find, so there won't be any driving around looking for a place. You can go right next to the Plaza Theater. You'll see the barber pole right out front. You can stop in and see David, Anthony, and Cody, who have more than 50 years of combined barbershop experience. No problems if you want to stop in on a Saturday as well. They're open from 8 to 3, and you can make an appointment if you want to schedule your time, or you can just show up and walk in with the kids. Either way, you're going to lean back in a professional environment with a big screen TV and 3 barbers who can carry on a conversation and cut hair. Stop in and see Heritage 76 Barbershop, or visit our website, heritage76barbershop.com. Call for an appointment or stop in, but whatever you do, don't pull your hair out driving around on another Saturday. See Heritage 76 Barbershop.
Are you looking for a new home for your money? Hi, I'm Carissa Peterson, Barron County Community President for Citizens First Bank. From our high interest earning Platinum Plus checking account to safe deposit boxes to customized loans, you'll find financial expertise from people you know and trust at Citizens First. We are committed to Barron County and committed to your financial future. Stop by today and let us show you how we can serve your long-term banking needs. Citizens First, the best choice for the best checking accounts. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Shut that window! We can't afford to heat the whole neighborhood. You ever said that to someone in your house? Smith Siding in Glasgow would love to show you how much heat the neighborhood gets even with your old leaky and inefficient windows shut, and how much better their vinyl replacement windows insulate against outside cold air. Plus, they're easy to clean and bring new life to the appearance of your home. Randall and Shane Smith would love to talk to you about windows. In business for 44 years, we get it right. 651-1009. Nothing can take down a home like a debilitated, leaky roof. How can you find a roofing contractor who can analyze the problems and then come up with a quote that may be less expensive than you think? Smith Siding has a great reputation in Southern Kentucky. In fact, insurance companies depend on Smith Siding as a reliable contractor. You can too. Have Shane and Randall Smith look at your situation and start the process. In business for 44 years, we get it right. Smith Siding. 109 Ensminger Drive, behind Dairy Queen.
Bring your whole family to Farmers RECC and
In more local news, a provision in the U.S. Senate Interior Appropriations Bill includes increased funding to combat the spread of Asian carp in both Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley. U.S. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, a senior member of this committee, secured the provision in the Interior Appropriations Bill that's now passed the committee. McConnell's language directs the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to focus its efforts on combating the serious threat of Asian carp in both Kentucky lakes. The legislation also provides $11 million, that's up $600,000 from last year, for U.S. Fish and Wildlife to control Asian carp in both lakes, as well as the larger Mississippi and Ohio river basins. The Interior bill now heads to the full Senate. With a busy July 4th holiday week over, emergency officials are hoping Kentuckians have some time to help save lives in their community. The Kentucky Blood Center serves 90 counties and provides blood to over 70 hospitals. However, the center's vice president of marketing, Martha Osborne, says maintaining an adequate supply during the summer months can be challenging.
There's a lot of outdoor activities and a little bit of an increase in traumas, especially around the holidays. And when you combine that with a drop in donations, it can be pretty difficult to make sure there's enough blood on hand at any given time.
She notes donations are also down because educational institutions are closed for the summer. Blood drives in high schools and colleges account for 20% of all blood donations. And while there is great need for blood donors now, Osborne notes hospitals rely on regular blood donations year-round. She says blood only has a shelf life of about 40 days and is particularly difficult to maintain the Type O supply.
It can be transfused to anyone in the event of an emergency without cross-matching. So that's what gets used in traumas, and O-negative units frequently are carried on our emergency helicopters throughout the state.
Osborne says donating blood's an easy process and involves answering some basic health questions and having blood pressure, temperature, and red blood cells checked. Once approved, it's off to the blood donor bed.
A phlebotomist performs the procedure. The needle is in your arm about 8 to 10 minutes, so not a long time at all. And in exchange for that, you're going to save 3 lives.
Donors must be at least 17 years old or 16 with the parental consent, weigh at least 110 pounds, and be in general good health. Certain medications or international travel might make a candidate ineligible to donate. For WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs at 7:22 a.m., 74 degrees.
University scientists have long hypothesized.
Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell hopes to get new Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh confirmed in the fall.
The president really could not have done a better job of picking an extraordinarily well-qualified nominee.
If confirmed, the federal appeals court judge would replace retiring Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy. At the Capitol yesterday, McConnell and fellow Republicans dismissed harsh criticism from Democrats who are vowing to fight Kavanaugh's nomination. Kentucky's Poor People's Campaign is celebrating a victory. All members were allowed into the Capitol in Frankfort yesterday. The campaign delivered a petition to Governor Matt Bevin protesting recent cuts to dental and vision benefits to Medicaid recipients.
We'd like to give them some toothbrushes for the children that have lost their dental care, for everyone actually, but especially the children. Shame on him.
Last month, Kentucky State Police told members of the group they could only enter the Capitol 2 at a time. However, Attorney General Andy Beshear issued a legal opinion saying the new policy was not properly vetted by an administrative regulations committee. An observant passerby leads police to thousands of dollars of stolen equipment in Bullitt County. 49-year-old Warren Baker is facing several charges, including 5 counts of receiving property. Bullitt County Chief Deputy Mike Cook tells WLKY a man driving by had noticed a trailer for sale in Baker's front yard and thought the price was too cheap, so he contacted authorities.
Not only was it repainted, also the emblem, the stickers that goes on the side to represent the brand of New Holland was actually placed on there as well to try to not make it recognizable as a John Deere.
The stolen equipment has been returned to its owners. Officials say a new distillery plans to open in western Kentucky this summer. A statement from Governor Matt Bevins says RH Resolute Distillery, Inc. plans to invest $9.7 million to locate in a previously unopened distillery in Hickman and hire 17 workers. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Labor Day weekend at Rupp Arena. Red, White, and Boom 2018.
August 31st through September 2nd.
Starring Toby Keith,
Brad Paisley,
Chris Young,
Cole Swindell,
Luke Combs,
Shane Brown,
Rodney Adkins,
Chase Rice.
And we're not done yet.
Stay tuned for more details and get ready to buy your tickets.
Tickets on sale now at all Ticketmaster locations. Go to redwhiteandboom.com.
In the time it takes to listen to this ad, someone who has a drug addiction can find help now. Instead of spending hours searching the internet and on the phone with treatment facilities, go online to findhelpnowky.org. Answer a few optional questions like, who needs help? In what zip code do you need treatment? How will you pay? Options range from free to private insurance. Then get a list of every Kentucky-based treatment provider accepting new clients. That's findhelpnowky.org.
Here's the score from the Kentucky News Network. I'm Scott Fitzgerald. Well, the Cincinnati Reds looked dead in the water in Cleveland last night, then all of a sudden...
Here's a 3-2 again, and a high drive hammered back into right center field. That ball's over his head, and one run is scored, and 2 runs are going to score. And here comes a third runner to the plate, a 3-run, 2-out double by Joey Votto here in the 9th inning, and the Reds have jumped out in front by a score of 6-4.
The fans in Northern Ohio showing their affection for Joey Votto as he hit that go-ahead 3-run double. The Reds rallied to beat the Indians 7-4. They won the first 2 of that 3-game series. They'll go for the sweep tonight. Meanwhile, on the south side of Chicago, Dexter Fowler's grand slam capped a 7-run 6th inning. The Cardinals crushed the White Sox 14-2. Both teams will finish that brief 2-game interleague series tonight. On to round ball news now. Some members of the 2013 Louisville Cardinal basketball team are going to sue the NCAA over their vacated title. Luke Hancock and Tim Henderson confirmed they're among former players who take part in the lawsuit. The players, along with their attorneys, will hold a press conference today. This is the second known lawsuit filed against the NCAA in relation to Louisville's punishment. And to the grass courts of Wimbledon, Serena Williams is into the semifinals. The 36-year-old American rallied from a set down to defeat Italian Camilla Giorgi 3-6, 6-3, 6-4. Williams is seeking her 8th career Wimbledon championship. And staying on the international stage, half of soccer's World Cup final is now set.
Griezmann, the ensuing corner, swung in, header on frame, the opening goal! Samuel Umtiti! Is that the goal that puts France in a World Cup final?
And it was. Samuel Umtiti hit that at the 51st minute. That's all France would need. They beat Belgium 1-0. They'll find out who they'll play today as Croatia takes on England. Today's winner will face France in the title match on Sunday. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Let's turn to local sports. The 2018 Kiwanis Soccer League Fall Soccer sign-ups are ongoing right now. Registration is $45 per participant with a $5 discount for each additional participant from the same household. There are 7 co-ed divisions, Little Kickers for 5 to 6-year-old, U9 for 7 to 9-year-olds, and U12 for ages 10 to 12-year-olds. Here's the number for information, 651-3811. Summer 2 swim lessons registration ongoing through the 22nd of July at the YMCA. The classes will begin July the 30th. And also fall soccer registration is ongoing for ages 3 to 9 at the YMCA. You can learn to play and have fun while doing it. There will be a Meet the Coaches event on August the 25th. That's a check of local sports.
The following weather forecast is brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards and Private Caregiver and Referral Services. When roles reverse in your later years, when child becomes caretaker and the needs of the parent become most important, it's comforting to know that there's help along the way. Peggy Tuck Edwards would like for you to be informed about Private Caregiver and Referral Services because sometimes our elders just need a little company and companionship. It's our duty to see that those needs are met, whether in the home or in an assisted living or nursing home facility. Peggy and her network of compassionate caregivers are ready to meet you and your loved one's needs. Call 270-670-7062, 270-670-7062, 670-7062.
Well, rain chances start to increase as we head through today. I'm going to say a front in the vicinity as it moves on through and tries to head south of us. I think our rain chance gets ramped up just a bit. It becomes stationary basically right across the area at 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon, and by this evening it does sag south. So rain chances, I think, do go up. Hopefully you packed along the rain gear. If not, what are you going to do? A few showers, thunderstorms, and 90 as we get into the afternoon. Already off to a warm start this morning, and radar not picking up much, so I think we're rain-free for the morning hours. Do see some storms well east and well southeast of us. We'll go through tonight, clear 64. Yes, look at the car thermometer this morning. That is cooler. That tells you that front is south of us. Sunshine, a few clouds around tomorrow, still near 90 degrees. Friday, clouds, sunshine into the mid-90s, and it looks like low 90s over the weekend with thunderstorms returning by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Well, things are starting off calm around here. The barometer is at 30.05. Humidity at 100%. The winds are calm. No precip in the bucket, but let's look at the WCLU constant coverage in-studio radar screen and to see that we've got some showers, that have developed in the last 20-30 minutes crossing over the Ohio River into northwest Kentucky. And that's kind of the way the day is going to be. It's going to be really just kind of showing the shower activity popping up, very, very isolated showers. And we're expecting to see that happen here throughout the morning. But we're seeing more cloud cover out there as well. So it'll be an on again, off again rain thing today. 75 degrees.
Good morning, friends. It's possible for people to satisfy their sensation of hunger by eating things that are totally lacking in food value, and as a result they may die of malnutrition. Our world is on the verge of spiritual starvation. The great pity of it is that a great many who are starving do not even realize it. Their stomachs are being filled with the husks of unspiritual, godless religion. These are neither nourishing nor satisfying to the spirit, and usually consisting of a weak and tasteless diet of moral platitudes and human philosophy. The real need of the world is for the enriching and life-giving gospel of Christ. Only the person who realizes his or her need for Christ and his true righteousness will ever be filled so that they will grow spiritually. Jesus said at John 6:35, I am the bread of life. He that comes to me shall not hunger, and he that believes on me shall never thirst. As long as people seek the answers to the problems of society by swallowing the spiritual junk food of the government, of political positions, of the philosophies of humans, or of scientific technology, then they will continue to grow weaker and leave the true source of nourishment for the spirit and life for the soul further behind. Spiritual death follows close behind such. Only when people come to Jesus will there be answers to real strength of the nation, the home, and the church. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Extreme Fitness member.
Where does the Magic Man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the Magic Man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the Magic Man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good, he'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
When you hear the Ralphie's tune, the Ralphie's commercial, that means it's time for us to talk about birthdays and anniversaries, and we got them today for sure. And Ralphie's has that big camp coming up next week. Make sure you get signed up. It's something that you ought to check into, because when they do something out there at Ralphie's, they absolutely do it right. Happy birthday today to Sharon Morris, Jimmy Cochran, Lloyd Douglas Britt is 29 today, Gary Huddleston is 65, Marcia Thompson, Tyler Jaggers is 17, Lou Jean Jewell, Diane Quinn, Sharon Whitlow, Deborah Williams, Lonnie Taylor, Betty Edmonds, Ian Kenslow, Christy Thomason with a birthday today. Tim and Laura Rigdon have a wedding anniversary. Rollin and Linda Dixon, Rob and Michelle Hornback, Wes and Amanda Medley. It's their 20th anniversary today. And we have Shannon and Adrian Edwards with a wedding anniversary today, too. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Online, WCLUradio.com. And let's see, today, don't forget we're patting Dorothy Wood on the back. If you happen to see Dorothy Wood around town, she has a birthday on Thursday. We're patting her on the back early to let you know she's good as gold. From WCLU and a little taste of Texas. Thanks to Ralphie's Fun Center for bringing you the birthdays today.
Are you looking for a new home for your money? Hi, I'm...
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Save big on summer adventure during our Jeep Celebration event. How about saving up to $5,800 off the factory MSRP on a new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee? Or choose up to $4,000 off the new 2018 Jeep Renegade. Now you can save up to $3,750 off on the newly redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
One for you in just a moment. I want to make sure that you know about things that are coming up. Today, the Temple Hill Site-Based Council is meeting. This is an important meeting, because Temple Hill Site-Based Council will be meeting for the selection of a principal today. That's going to be at 1:30 p.m., and that's going to be up at the Learning Center up on the Glasgow Square. That's right up the street from us here. The Learning Center, that's where they're going to meet, the Temple Hill Site-Based Council, and that is at 1:30 today. A very important meeting for sure. Also, we have the jury-making class coming up Tuesday, July 31st from 10 until noon at the Marywood Weldon Library. Participants will make a pair of earrings and a memory wire bracelet. Supply fee is $15. You got to register, though, by July 24th. Make checks payable to Leah Williams. The class is for adults. So just get that down and get it done, as they say. Now, let's get over here and tell you about 3 more birthdays that have come in while we've been sitting here chewing the fat, so to speak, and there's more going straight to the answer machine, so we'll get caught up here in a second. But I want to add a 17-year-old gentleman. His name is Zachary Allen England. Zachary Allen England is 17 today. Betty Gammons was celebrating, Betty Gammons, and we have Bryce Clarkson. Bryce is turning 12 today, so I think we're up to date with everybody. Don't forget we'll be drawing for a delicious birthday cake from Dairy Queen at some point here a little later this morning. And a beautiful rose from down at Greer's Florist is going out to some lucky winner today. So we can't draw that name if it's not on the list, so get it in here.
This is Eddie Bruner. How good are you at making?
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
The Bloodline at the Plaza Theater. And if you're not familiar with them, they got some cool music for sure. This is called Southern Boy Cure. Here's a little snippet of Southern Boy Cure.
Dust off my boots, work a 10-hour shift. I'm clocking out, getting on soon. 'Cause I'm the kind of Southern man, if you can't understand, that goes fishing every afternoon. And I'm always stressing 'cause this cold corporate road keeps on pressing out these problems that I can't stand on me. So I throw out a line, kick back, unwind, and I finally think that I'm at peace. 'Cause I got a good-looking, home-cooking girl I come home to at the end of a long, hard day. Who I kiss, I hug, and I hold, and I never let go. Does she say everything is okay? So I wake up in the morning at the crack of dawn. Hey, I'm tired, but I'm ready to go. And the day I'll endure, yeah, that's for sure. At the fishing hole, Southern Boy Cure.
How about that? The Southern Boy Cure. Good-looking, home-cooking woman. That's every Southern boy's dream, isn't it? Anyway, Muscadine Bloodline. We got tickets to go to the fabulous Plaza Theater and enjoy Muscadine Bloodline. That's coming up here. Well, I don't know. We have several pair to be given away, so be hanging on with us. You just might win a pair here coming up. Of course, it's on Friday night, so you know we're not going to waste a lot of time getting ready to give away those tickets. All right, all the phones are ringing. I think what I need to do is I need to go ahead and get Tidbit News going right here.
It's Henry Roy,
and Angela Bree.
From the north, the south, the east, the west, N-E-W-S.
Here's the latest news.
It's Henry Roy,
and Angela Bree.
You chuckle every time he says your name.
Because it's funny, because he sounds like he's in pain. Henry Roy.
That's right. It is. He's squeezing it out there, I think.
Trying to.
So that's the now that we're in here on the theme, that Muscadine bloodline is sounds like it's going to be a great show.
Yeah, it does for sure.
Good-looking home cooking woman.
Yeah, I'm not much on home cooking. I mean, I think if it's cooked at home, it's homemade.
Yeah. Well, that's by definition, semantically, that's correct.
Exactly. Thank you very much for endorsing that.
All right. I got a couple of interesting... I was trying to come up with a theme song for this, but I don't want to delve into anything that's not exactly,
I want to delve. Aaron, where you at?
Oh,
there we go.
He's up there jamming.
He's up there doing something.
I don't know what he's doing. He didn't even have his headphones.
We didn't leave him a to-do list this morning. That's part of the problem.
That is. We're going to have to get little Post-it note and post it.
They put a bell around his neck.
All right.
Where's that?
Let's see here. We'll find him here in a second.
There we go.
There he is. All right, Aaron and Angela, here we go. We're going to dub in Aaron into that theme song.
There we go.
All right. This is, think about this. This is some sort of a patriotic type tidbit news story or two.
Okay.
There's a 22-year-old man who was thrashed, allegedly by 5 men, for speaking with his friend in fluent English.
What?
While dropping him off at a 5-star hotel in Delhi, India. The incident was reported the early hours of Saturday. 3 people have been arrested in connection with this incident. According to police, a guy named Varun Gulati, a resident of Noida, which is in India, I think, had come to the 5-star hotel in Connaught Place to drop off his friend Aman in his friend's car. While Mr. Gulati was walking back to the hotel after seeing the guy off, a group of 5 men who were inebriated rounded him up. They asked him why he was speaking English. Both sides got into an argument, and the men assaulted Mr. Gulati. The assailants fled the spot in a vehicle, but the victim managed to note the number of the vehicle's license plate.
There you go.
On the basis of that number, 3 of these accused have been identified and arrested, adding a hunt is on to trace the rest.
That is so ridiculous. Who cares what language you're speaking?
That's right. He was in India, headed a hotel to India, but he was saying goodbye to his friend in English, and 5 guys jumped him and said, "What are you doing speaking in English?"
There you go.
Now we'll see what they have to say.
Yeah.
People say that here, though. Why aren't they speaking English?
Yeah. Well, let's look at this other little story right here. This one is equally as bizarre.
Right.
Illinois Park is investigating after a woman accused one of its police officers of standing by as a man harassed her for wearing a shirt with the Puerto Rican flag on it, saying it was un-American.
Oh, my Lord.
Puerto Rico, which is a part of this country.
Wow. Wow.
And a man says, "Hey, you're un-American. You're wearing a Puerto Rican flag."
See, I just want to shake people like that.
Mia Eraza.
Kick them in the shin.
Mia,
you know what I'm saying?
You're not kicking anything.
Yeah, I'm still taking names, though. Look out.
That's right, you are.
I got a running list up here.
Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to record you hobbling down the hallway, and when I introduce you, I'm going to play that first.
I've been using this office chair as a wheelchair.
Here's Angela Briggs. Clink, clink,
I'm
clink.
saying, look here. Aaron, you quit laughing.
It's like a 2-minute intro.
Hey, you felt bad when you saw the picture of my ankle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It looks rough.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
This woman named Mia Irizarry was trying to celebrate her 24th birthday in the forest preserves of Cook County, Illinois last month. A man approached her asking why she was wearing the sleeveless Puerto Rico flag shirt, which also had Puerto Rico written below the V-neck line.
Oh, Lord.
She recorded the encounter on her phone, saying she felt threatened by the guy, posted the video on Facebook, and she said that these police were standing by, weren't helping her out any.
Maybe she should have hollered, "Police, help me!"
Yeah. Being accused of being un-American.
They were probably in shock too, because they're like, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory.
Yeah,
that's right.
Where did that take place at?
They didn't know this was it was in the greater Cook County, Illinois, up around Chicago.
Okay. Just I figured it would be in the South.
Well,
that's where those type.
It was 2 miles east of Glasgow.
Yeah, that's right. Where's your faith?
No comment.
I'm going to go with the no comment,
All
too,
right.
on that one.
I've still got faith.
All right. Oh, me. Maybe we should rehearse this show.
No. No. Mm-mm. I've had people that, they'll tell me they'll be driving, they'll get to laughing at us because like they never know what we're going to say.
That's right. Nor do we.
And their favorite part is when there's like silence from you where you're thinking, "Oh my Lord!"
I want to be sure and say something that makes sense to the rest of the conversation.
I just want to be sure to say something, regardless if it makes sense or not.
And finally, I have this story for you. Most of 40 years have now passed since AC/DC declared that rock and roll ain't noise pollution.
There you go.
In a famous quote, you remember back 40 years? No, you don't remember 40 years. I remember 40 years ago. Now, rock and roll ain't noise pollution.
Now that's an actual song for the first time, Aaron. Henry, it's an actual song.
But a biological researcher and lifelong fan of the band has discovered that the head-banging music does actually disrupt the environment.
Oh,
are you ready for this? Man-made noise affects how animals behave and interact with their ecosystem, according to a paper that was published Tuesday in the Journal of Evolution and Ecology. I don't know how big of a readership that has, but
7 people.
Testing what they call the AC/DC hypothesis. Wildlife experts found that music from AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, and Lynyrd Skynyrd affected how insects attacked pests and hurt subsequent plant growth, while other music genres had no effect.
I tell you right now, they play that hippopotamus song, you'll have insects flying right into walls. You know what I'm saying? They'll just be like, they'll just give up.
Even when played at the same volume. I got that as a 2-pager here.
It's insane.
So here's what happened. To test their theory,
because they had to test it.
the team recruited a host of ladybugs and examined how the music affected their consumption of aphids, which is a pest that infests soybean plants. In addition to
this is so ridiculous. I'm sorry.
In addition to rock, country, and folk, the research team lined up sounds typical of urban environments, like a jackhammer, a car horn at 95 decibels.
Again, the hippopotamus song should have been in there.
But here's the thing. AC/DC and Lynyrd Skynyrd, they did affect the insects. Willie Nelson had no effect on the ladybugs.
They were all just chill.
Yeah, they were enjoying every second of it.
That's right. Pest predation, but when the music roared, the beetles ate only half of the amount of aphids as their counterparts over the same period.
They were thinking too hard.
That's right. The soybean plants that faced the music were 25% smaller than their silent counterparts. So, if you're going to crank up Willie,
I guarantee, I can't even know what to say about that.
So rock and roll is noise pollution.
It is. After all these years,
a completely unrelated note,
that gives
check out Earn Dog off the charts on WCLU.
That's right. Hey, he was on last night. Had a great show last night.
It was great.
And we don't know if Earn Dog's going to be fighting aphids or not.
Hey, this story gives Weed with Willie a whole new meaning.
That's right. That's right. It's Weed with Willie. Keep it down.
There you go.
Keep it out of the weeds.
Seriously.
I saw a really neat story. Actually, I think it was on YouTube this weekend. Willie and his 2 sons, who are also in his band.
Oh, really?
It was interesting to hear that conversation.
I just want to let you all know that Danny Decker just sent me a message. Team Angela, thanks, Danny, for being on my side. That's all I got to say about that.
Being on your team, maybe?
He's got my back and not way on back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
I got nobody on my team.
Yeah,
Aaron, I am sometimes when your team's not done.
You're just now in the game. You got to have a team later. You got to keep working on it.
I'm on your team most of the time.
Sure.
The vast majority.
Let's see.
I won't let anybody else be mean to you. Just me.
Thank you. Just you. Yeah.
Just me.
I'm gonna pass on all these other stories just because we've done enough.
We've said enough this morning.
We'll resume tomorrow with more tidbit news. Keep us posted, and we'll keep working on Aaron's team. All right. All right. More tomorrow.
University scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good, he'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow.
That local 8 o'clock morning edition here on WCLU. I want to make sure that I got everything covered here before we get into the news break at 8 o'clock. I don't like backtracking. I like to stay on an even keel if it's meant to be.